Hi, my name is Chrissy Hollis. I am a mother of a stillborn son named Carter. On November 14th, 2011, I was 8.5 months pregnant. It was a day of great duality. We met our firstborn son, and we lost him. Our hearts broke and we were unsure where to start. So it was through our hearts that we decided to lead our way through the pain. And I'm here to talk about one of the most beautiful experiences that my heart has led me through. It all began a few days before Carter's service. A friend of mine, Pam, came and delivered a painting she had done of Carter's energy. And on her way over, she was listening to a CD. It was Eve of Change by Charline and Savoie. And there was a song that she said I just needed to hear. It was called Love's Lullaby. And when I read it, I knew that it had to be part of the service in some way. My husband and I both read the words and picked our favorite verse and put it on the pamphlet at Carter's service. And during the service, Pam took a copy of this pamphlet, and she then contacted Charline and let her know how much her words touched our hearts. And thus the journey begins of how Charline and I have met.
Hi, my name is Charline Savoie, and on November 20th, 2011, I received the following email from my friend Pam. It was telling me about her friend Chrissy Hollis, who had lost her baby, her son Carter, and how it was a very difficult week for all of them. And on her way to her home, my CD was playing in her car. And she passed the CD on to Chrissy, who was listening to the song Love's Lullaby. When Pam explained to me that Chrissy and her husband used the lyrics of my song at the funeral service, I was overwhelmed with so much gratitude that one of my songs could have actually touched someone in that way. This song was very near and dear to my heart because when I composed it, I was also going through something difficult. But to know that it somehow helped another person through their difficult time, it was very touching. And at that moment, when I was feeling this gratitude, my heart must have been wide open, and I felt a presence in the house. This was the first time that this had happened to me, and I was quite uncomfortable with it, not knowing too much what to do, if it was my overactive imagination. So I tried to dismiss it. I didn't even tell my husband anything, and to whom usually I'm an open book. So I went to bed, and the next day when I went for my usual walk, and when I returned, I still felt that presence in the house. And it was like it was telling me, you know what this is about. So do what you have to do, because I'm not leaving you alone until you do. And somehow, even the night before, I had a feeling that this was something that I had agreed to a long time ago. So I started writing the lyrics that were coming to me. And I knew that this was was Carter's spirit, the baby. And I knew that the message was for his mother, Chrissy. And as I was writing, it's like Carter opened a door and allowed me to see all the unborn children and their purpose. They have a purpose. And sometimes it's very difficult for us to understand, but it was beautiful. So I wrote the song, Twinkle of an Eye. And I wrote the lyrics and put them down and went on with my day. The next day, I went for my walk, and when I returned, his spirit was still there, telling me again, now you've written the lyrics, you have to put the music to it. And there was an urgency about it. So I sat down at the piano because I knew he wasn't leaving me alone until I did. And I wrote the music, the melody to the song. And as soon as I finished, it was gone. His spirit was gone. And afterwards it was, okay, now what do I do with this? I did not know Chrissy at this time. And I thought, how is she going to be open to this? So all I thought of doing was the next day I contacted our mutual friend Pam and told her that when she found that the time was right and if Chrissy was open to it, I'd be willing to meet with her and give her the song that I had composed from Carter.
On December 7th, 2011, I woke up and my heart was heavy. Missing Carter, I rocked in the rocking chair and I could feel him. I could feel him in my arms and I wept. It was a hard day on the heart. It's a day also that I met Charline, a beautiful soul with a beautiful gift. I went to hear the song Twinkle of an Eye. And when she started singing, the words, the choir up in heaven, who sings for us down here, souls of unborn children who never made it here. I remember the night before Carter's service, we laid in bed, talking about how we could hear a choir up in heaven. And I knew at that moment that the song was from Carter. I could feel his love, and I could feel the presence in that room that day listening to that song. And I wept. I wept through the whole song, and it brought so much love and so much comfort to me. The rest of the song just made me know inside, it was a confirmation that Carter was always in my heart. He was always going to be there. And I took that song home and I listened to it every day until I could stop crying. It was a huge part of my healing and a huge confirmation that there's joy underneath the sorrow, that there's happiness underneath all that grief. And that song helped lead me to that. And I'm grateful. So I approached Charline about putting the song on my blog, Soar Above the Rainbow, a place where I share some of my experiences and tools on how I healed to help others heal their heart. And she responded with, let's do more, let's do a video.
As I got ready to meet Chrissy, to discuss the possibility of me offering her a music video, just a simple music video with some of my musician friends playing and me singing the song, when I was getting ready, I started envisioning different scenes, like a real music video with, I could see stained glass windows, I could see a cradle, I could see a labyrinth. And so when I arrived at the restaurant to meet Chrissy, and I told her about my vision, she said, how are you going to do this? And I said, I don't know. I have a camera, a video camera at home, maybe I can put something together.
And then I remembered my brother, Jeff Mullen, just finished a course in videographer. And I knew that he would love to be a part of this project to help me heal, so I contacted him. And him and I met Charline the next week.
When I met Chrissy and Jeff at the restaurant and described my vision to Jeff, I was amazed that he told me the first project he had worked on was the closing of old churches. And he knew of a church with beautiful stained glass windows, and they had removed all the pews so the labyrinth could very easily fit there. He also had the contact information for me. So a few days after, I got in touch with the gentleman who owned the church and told him about the video that we were doing, and he informed me no problem that we could film there. The only thing, we had to do it within the next month because the church was scheduled to be torn down. And I asked him, what are you doing with your beautiful stained glass windows? And he told me, unfortunately, we've been trying to find a buyer with no luck, so they'll have to be torn down as well. And as I hung up the phone, it was just as if I could hear the windows screaming at me, "Save me, save me!" So as I'm hanging up, I think of the lady who I met the previous month. And this lady I had met through following my intuition as well. Her name had been mentioned to me 3 times, and on the 3rd time I was also given her website. So I decided to visit it. And when I'm going on her website, I get an impulse that I should send her an email and I should get to meet her. And I don't have any idea why. So as I'm typing up the email, my name is Charline, I have this strong sense that we should meet. And I give her my website information, and I send it off. The very same evening, I get a response back that she wanted to meet me. And a few weeks after, we met. And to my amazement, she told me that the night that I had sent that email to her with the information on my website, she had just finished writing what she called an affirmation ritual to her deceased stillborn child, Andre, and it was entitled Eve of Change. And Eve of Change is the title of my album. So when she told me this, it was another synchronistic event, I guess. Serendipity events, as some people call them. So she had a vision of building a palliative care center in our area. So when I hung up the phone with that gentleman, I could see that the stained glass windows belonged in that palliative care center. And her husband is a contractor. I said, we have to try to get those windows into your center. A few weeks later, we continued the filming of the Twinkle of an Eye. We had 2 filming days, and on the last day, we had gathered 18 women who had all lost children, and we had a special ceremony in their memory, and we finished filming, and 2 days after, the gentleman who owned the church donated the stained glass windows to his palliative care center. I was in awe of how everything had been weaved together. If I would have not followed my intuition and that urge in November to write the song Twinkle of an Eye, and if I wouldn't have followed the urge to send an email, none of this would have happened. So it's very important to follow your intuition. It guides you. In January 2013, I received the following email from Chrissy. I went to see Michelle Russell yesterday. Carter came through with many messages. One being to say thanks for the song and thank you for listening to him. Just to confirm Michel said that the person he was speaking about had a Shah-sounding name. That's you, Charline. Thought you would like to know that Carter is sending you love.
I want others to know that their unborn children are sending them love. I want others to know that there's joy underneath all that sorrow, and that it is possible to heal the hurt and to love again. I feel very strongly that the words to Twinkle of Eye need to be shared, that this song needs to be heard. It will help bring comfort to other hearts.
There's a choir up in heaven who sings for us down here, souls of unborn children who never made it here. Angels rock them to sleep in cradles of loving arms, waiting until we meet to commence a new dawn. Twinkle of an eye, every time you feel love, simply smile, I am above. Our encounter is a keystone, becoming your milestone. We wrote this story together. You know it's been foretold, you'll see glory, a new threshold, hearts beating as one, new insights have begun. You'll see me passing by in the twinkle of an eye, every time you feel love. Simply smile, I am above. I am above. Trust all is well. Soon the pain dispels.